Hey, good morning, everybody. I've got the SPY chart up, but first, I promised a kick-ass live stream. So first and foremost, strategy, strategy, strategy. Now, there are three different types of strategy. There's a day trading strategy. What am I going to do today? There's a longer-term strategy. What am I looking for a month or two from now? And there's a longer strategy. In a couple months, I'm going to look at something. So I'm going to give you my notes right here. Square reported yesterday. They beat. However, they said a good portion of their beating, 40 cents versus 34 cents per share, was due to the buy now, pay later. Now, I know from a firm that buy now and pay later, people are actually defaulting, they're paying late, etc., etc. So I make a post-it note for myself, trading idea. Square puts 3 month, 6 month, 9 month out. So either quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4, be ready, I wrote for myself. What do? I stick it on the wall. Strategy, strategy, strategy. Then I tell myself, what could change in the market today? Well, first, we had jobs report at 8:30, so let's just see what the market did at 8:30. But more importantly, to me, we have, the market dipped after the jobs report. That's good. Okay. Yeah, I like that. Jobs must have came in strong. The estimate was what, 100? I'll get to the jobs report soon because I'll get the updated number there. But okay, if jobs come in strong, it tells the market that the Fed still must raise rate, or at least that's in their minds because they want to soften the job market. So again, back to strategy. What do I know about the Fed speaking today? Which Fed chairman speaking today? Bullard, right? Bullard speaking at what time? 1 p.m. Now, what is Bullard? He's definitely a more hawkish Fed. We just had job numbers today. They raised interest rates 25 basis points on Wednesday. I'm sure Bullard's going to have a lot of questions that he needs to answer today. Well, great. He's hawkish. 1 p.m. What does that tell me? However much the market spikes, if we're having a green day in the morning, shit, I'm going to looking to get into puts. Now, what would I do? Speaking at 1 p.m., would I get into 0 days till expiration puts? No, I would go out at least 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, next Friday, next Wednesday, next Thursday, to give myself a chance to be right in case the market doesn't tank this afternoon off Bullard. Next, what else do I have? Qs. Why do I have the Qs up here? Because I know support and resistance of the Qs because I've been following that lately. So what am I looking for? Downside, 316. Where are we right now? 318, key level. Massive level, 320. So if we get to 320, I think we're going to reject. If we get to 316, I think we're going to bounce. Where does this trade idea go? Right to the wall. So you guys should all, and ladies, should all have trading ideas, not just going in. Let's say you think today's Friday. Lotto Fridays. Remember my example from the past couple of Fridays. The best lottery plays for me would have been like at 1:30 p.m., at 12:30, just in the afternoon, at 2 p.m., at 2:30 p.m., because lottery means you're looking for the greatest bit of movement, the littlest amount of risk. So if you're getting in a lotto call or put this morning, you really don't know yet. You're like, oh, it's a lotto. That's what it fucking means, Matt. Wake up, lotto, right? We take a chance. No, it means you're waiting for like Microsoft to spike, to like AMD spiked yesterday on news that it was getting some AI something for their chips from Microsoft. I don't know. I didn't read the whole story, but AMD spiked from like $84 to $88. Okay, so what does that mean? It means when the spike goes up and you're like, okay, I get it, it's news, but really, should the company's value go up 5% on that news? There are a lot of deals. So you say, no, I'm gonna buy puts at the top. So there's your strategy right there. Now, do you think AMD is gonna go down? It doesn't necessarily need to go down. I mentioned one other stock, and I mentioned this one to Discord. When Shopify squeezed yesterday, and Shopify was up, what, 33%? I mean, let me just see where Shopify is. Okay, so now it's I don't even know. Its high yesterday was almost $60. Let's say $59.82. Closed at $57.30. When Shopify was $57.80, I put something on Discord and I said, Shopify is my tracker for the rest of the day. If the market stays strong, Shopify should go back up and squeezing. If not, it should really sell off. So what is Shopify doing this morning? Well, shoot, it's off 1.52%. So using that scenario as my tracker and then getting into the SPY, I've already got my scenario played out. My longer term strategy, I mentioned my shorter term strategy at Square, 3, 6, 9 months. Qs today. Bullard speaking at 1 p.m. What's my strategy? Midterm, medium term. Oh, okay. Let's fucking look at something that's medium term. Okay, let's bring up the SPY. Here we go. So first off, what am I seeing on the SPY, right? We're basically above yesterday's level. So we gapped down yesterday. We didn't hit the 407 level, but a few times in the afternoon, right? And we rejected it strongly. Where were we this morning a couple minutes ago? 408 before jobs numbers came out. So what am I expecting? That's a great freaking question. Well, I made my prediction last night, and I said on the top side, I'll give you my prediction, and then I'll give you why. All right, I'll show you why, actually. So first off, my prediction at the market closed yesterday, I said 408 top side, 408 and a quarter, 408, 20, 30, whatever it is, 408 top side. And the bottom side today would be 402.50. Well, how can you say that, Matt? 404 has been strong support. You're a freaking clown, Matt. No. I'm not a clown. Well, I like to be funny. What I like to do is I like to chart it out, and a lot of you use computers for this, but I remember specific numbers a little better. So I chart it out. I look at the volume. I look at the volume days and what happens to the market. And then I look at key indicators or key points, lows of the day, where we closed at on Tuesday, 407.82. So that's actually one of the areas of resistance I expected. I actually thought it would be 408.06 because I took Tuesday's close and then I took the dark pool level from the SPY at 408.06. And I'm like, okay, well, we gapped down. We never hit that yesterday. That should act as resistance. So that's my first level. Then my second level. So I got it right here, 408.06. Okay. My second level down, 406. Why? Because yesterday we were meandering right around 406. We couldn't. It was rejection. It was support. It was rejection. Most of the day it was rejection. Then it turned into support late. So that's a key level for me, 406. Then I have 404. Why? Because 404 was support. Now, yesterday when I was in my bearish tight positions, my small account held all day. So it went from being up 50% up to 25% down, and it closed the day up. Let's just see where we closed the day up yesterday. My point is, I won't have it. Probably about 34%. Point is, I was up 50% down, like 25%, closed the day up 30%. Now, here's the secret for smaller accounts, okay? You're trading, and this is one of the smaller accounts I'm trading on Robinhood, okay? So the account started at $600. It went up to like $950, okay? Then it went down to $500 flat, okay? And then it went back up to $828 where it closed. I sold a couple of options at the end of the day to keep it at $828. Now, with that said, understand what small accounts go through, okay? Now, it's probably happened to you. So you see it up your $500 account, $600 account, up to $950. You're like, oh, I should sell. Oh, I'm greedy because it could go up higher. That was me yesterday. I was in a meeting, lawyers, whatever, the whole nine going on, and I couldn't trade. So I'm like, oh shit, having a good day on my small account. Again, my larger account, I save for 1 trade a week, 2 trades a week. I must be correct about the position. So the other day, what was it? Was it Wednesday? Tuesday? No, it was Wednesday. I was in some puts. I secured some nice profit. But here's the point. So I see my account. It's up 50%, right? I'm in a meeting. I can't trade. The next time I look at my account, it's down to $500. So I'm down like 25% on the day from being up 50%, from wanting to secure profit and grow my smaller account, because you always take profit, grow, small account, grow. So now I'm down. And you know what I actually thought? Because I was in the meeting and I'm looking for a cigarette and my car got towed. And it was just like, so I was just frustrated. I'm like, I can't, the small account's down to $500. That's where the bottom was the other day. I should just sell, exit out, be at 500. I'll work off it tomorrow, Friday, and I'll find some new positions. But then I said to myself, that is the stupidest thing you've ever done. You're going to sell at the bottom. You had a reasoning why you went into these positions. You saw where it was this morning. Nothing goes straight up or straight down. You're just going to hold and you see how it plays out. Okay, so small accounts in the past, I wait for the bottom, like, oh my God, I'm such an idiot. I sell, and then it bounces back up, and I'm like, I'm such an idiot. I sold. I would be up 100%, or I'd be up 50% instead of taking a 50% loss. So when you have a strategy, one way to avoid selling at the bottom or scare selling is don't over leverage yourself. If you have $500 in your account and you're all in $500 and it's dropping down and you're like lower, holy shit, I got no more money soon. And you're like, I'm just going to sell. I'm going to take that $80 out. I'm going to buy my wife a dinner or some shit like that. And then you sell, and then all of a sudden it's back, would have been up to $500 again. And you're like, I am the biggest fool alive. So please, it happens to a lot of people. Use some type of chart. Use notes on what you're going to trade today. Make sure you see exactly what you're looking for. If you don't see exactly what you're looking for, there's no reason to trade. Again, my larger account, I make 1 trade a week. If I make it and I make $5,000, $6,000, $8,000, I'll take $3,500. Doesn't matter. I'm happy. Why? Because it was a successful trade. Very little stress. I knew what I was waiting for. I knew what I was looking for. Okay. With that said, a couple of stocks I want to talk about today, and a couple other things that I want to talk about today that can definitely impact or move the market. So just give me 1 second. Let me just okay. Let me find it. Where the hell am I page? All right, here we go. Central banks, I already talked about. Fed, speaker. Okay, GEX. So a lot of people, and we use Trady Ticks on our Discord. That's our white glove service. So anybody that likes the data that Trady Ticks drops, you don't have to pay $50, $100. You can go on at $35, and then you get our updates, you get our rooms, you get our flows and algo. So anyway, I don't know why my Visa opened up. That's not a good thing. What the freak is going on? Okay, so a lot of people say, well, how do you know? How do you use those tools? So I like to use the GEX, right? Now, what is the GEX? A lot of people see Trady Ticks mention it on Twitter, and other people mention GEX. So GEX is an indicator telling us, I see your Apple question, I'm going to get to it. GEX is an indicator telling us the major action of mass, like a mass amount of traders, and how much the position from the market makers is not yet hedged. So when you see Trady Ticks come up and they'll show you a red line at like 405 on the SPY or something like that, those are the options expiring today, and the 405 will act as a magnet or draw the SPY down to 405. So when people predict, man, I can see the SPY going down to 405 level after the market opens, they're basing it on the action. So that's how I use the GEX. Same thing, if you see a green line, you know that it's likely, if it draws up towards that line, magnetic draw, that it's likely to reject that line. Okay, it's going to reject the green line. It's going to be drawn to the red line. So that's why we know that it's trading in between different lines. What else did I want to mention? We had the jobs consensus. Consensus was 182,000, but I thought we'd see higher, and we probably did, which is why the market dropped. I don't need to give up jobs numbers. European Union, Mueller, which is like their Fed chair, said the latest interest rate hike will not be the last one. So Europe is not done raising interest rates, okay? We have some Fed people, Bullard probably. I'm not really sure how Powell is on. He's probably like, hey, let's just see how the markets play out. Okay, so Europe is still going to raise. Germany's manufacturing market numbers, factory orders plunged 10% month over month. The estimate was negative 2.2%. The previous was positive 4.5%. It's the biggest monthly drop since April 2020. What happened in April 2020? Pandemic. So manufacturing numbers, orders plunging in Germany. What's it tell me? Global recession. I've said it before. Oh, now here's a good one. DraftKings, okay? DraftKings, and I'll talk about this stock, and I'm neutral, and I have no position in the stock. DraftKings closed at $21.31. It's up to almost $4 this morning, up 12%. Here's the thing about DraftKings. They lost money, number one. They reported revenue of $770 million. Okay, $770 million. Let's multiply that by 4, okay? Let's just see it increases. That means they're going to do $1 billion in revenue on the year, and the company's worth $9 billion. So it's 9 times sales or 9 times revenue. Now, here's the catch. When you come to gaming companies like that, especially DraftKings that takes bets, right? That's how they're going to make money. They're going to be a bookie. All right, here's what bookies want. Here's what Las Vegas wants. They want $100 million bet, $50 million on team A, $50 million on team B. They don't give a shit who wins. That's why we have point spreads. They don't care who wins. They're making the vig. You know what Vegas hates? Vegas hates, or any sports book hates, when the action is one-sided. 80% on team A, 20% on team B. They have a rooting interest. They cannot hedge their action. It's very bad for them. So the same with DraftKings. DraftKings could be extremely risky if they get a ton of action. You know, they made, let's see, they took in $770 million. Let's say you have a bettor that bets $5 million and wins 4 games and wins $20 million. Just this one bettor. He's going to screw up the whole freaking company balance sheet. They're looking for action players because they want more money on both sides. 5 million here, 5 million here. They make the VIG, the 10% VIG, right? They make 500,000 on a game like that. They want 5 million, 5 million. What they don't want is one player going a million. He wins 20 games in a row. Guess whose quarter gets effed up? DraftKings. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm not saying that's going to happen, but I definitely think this company is so overvalued. So, Matt, is $24 the top of DraftKings? No, I'm not going to control DraftKings. If they're buying into earnings, who knows? They could buy for another couple of weeks after. When the market starts to tilt and I see DraftKings sell off, what am I going to do? I didn't even write it down because I was so anxious about this one. Again, when casinos take your wagers, they want 100 million on one side, 100 million on this side. They make the 10% VIG. DraftKings, $770 million last quarter, right? That's their total revenue. It wasn't their profit. Multiply it by 4. Okay. So and then the valuation is close to 10 billion, way overvalued. So what am I doing? DKing, right? And I want to buy puts, and I'm not sure about my time frame, so I'll put question mark, and then I'm just going to put overvalued, and they still had a loss. So I'm just going to look once volume starts selling DraftKings, boom, on my board. So I gave you 4 trading ideas for today. Again, one today because we have Bullard at 1 p.m. Then I gave you the ranges of the Qs because if we break 318 on the Qs going higher, you're like 318.40, then yes, we're going to 320. Even if I'm a bear, if we're holding 318.40, then yes, we're going to get that extra 1.5. What could that be? That's 0.4%. You can make 35% on option. If you go 0 days till expiration, you probably make 100% with a play like that. Okay, so I see some questions. I'm going to get to them. Okay, somebody asked about Apple, right? Do I see Apple pulling back? I will get to that. I actually thought Apple could have turned red after earnings yesterday. But here's the catch about Apple. Now, all their numbers looked great compared to the estimates. Apple Q1 revenue was down 2.5 year over year. This is what I took, because I took year over year, not quarter over quarter, not based on the estimates, which were basically downgraded or downplayed. Second straight quarter of negative year over year growth. Okay, so it turns out Apple may not be a growth company. They gave weak Q3 guidance as well. Did anybody hear that? Because I heard that, and I was told that they weren't going to give guidance on the phone on their call, but they did. And then year over year revenue growth similar to Q2, assuming no worsening economic environment. That's what they say. So year over year revenue growth will be similar to Q2. Okay, Q2 was negative 2.5 year over year growth. Again, year over year negative 2.5. The consensus for the third quarter of this year is plus 2.1%. So right now, 2.1% for third quarter, right? The next quarter, Apple said Q2 is likely to look like this quarter. So negative 2.5, positive 2.1. There's definitely a deviation there. So yeah, I actually thought Apple was going to sell off after the earnings yesterday. I actually thought Apple was going to turn red. I was watching on delay. I didn't know until someone in our Discord told me. They're like, dude, Apple's already flat. I'm like, what? No, it's up 1%. I'm watching it. Anyway, so let's just see what other thing. Intraday levels of the SPY. That's Apple. Oh, Carvana. Okay. Fed. You guys don't really. It's not going to matter to you. Okay, let's just get right to it then. Let's look at a couple stocks, and then we'll answer a couple questions, and we'll talk about the SPY ranges one more time for everybody. So I'm pulling up my stocks. The market looks back strong, stronger than the jobs numbers. So that's why we don't go one way or the other. Jobs numbers came out, they sold off, and then light volume pushed it up. What does that tell me? Well, I thought the market could pump today to 408, 408.50. The fact that it's there pre-market, I'm going to have to rethink my strategy. 408.56, a little surprising. Shopify, I'm wondering how that plays out today. I mean, again, after the volume yesterday, I could definitely get into some longer-term shot puts, like go out 6 weeks, something like that. I would probably ease into it because if Shopify gets squeezed a little more this morning because the market is green, it might go back up to $60. I don't know. It might go higher. Who knows? A squeeze is a squeeze. But again, I might start easing into Shopify puts and go out a little while. Again, Apple, I mean, here's your flow. So yeah, I mean, they were buying Apple yesterday. What's it mean this morning? Well, it's going to be opening at 170. How high could they push Apple? You'd have to look at the dark pool levels. So if you'd like to do that with me, I guess we can do that. Why not? Apple calls. We're the lotto play. We're your lotto play. Awesome. Good for you. Actually, no, because I don't think Apple's going to go up enough for you to make money, unless you were in the money. But I know how you play, and I don't think you play in the money. I think you play out of the money. But maybe you get a good bounce this morning on open. Set your goals high and see how it turns out. Okay. So let me just make sure I got this, and we're going to look at Apple, add to the stream, go back to Discord. I'm going to look at the flows and algos. And what were we looking at first? We're looking at Apple. Is that what I keep saying? Apple? Yeah, why not? Let's look at Apple and see what Apple can do. So I want to look at the dark pool, DP levels, Apple. Oh, shit, I typed it in wrong. DP levels, Apple. And I just want to look at the larger levels. Okay, let's see if we cross anything. You really can't tell much, unfortunately, because you're at 165 where we closed at. You can see the large dark pool level, probably support, because we saw it close at 166 after hours, got pushed up. Where do I think we're going to trade today? I know we're at 170.48, but I could definitely see Apple pulling back and trading somewhere in the 169 to 167.40 level. And again, where did Apple close yesterday? So you asked me if it was going to go red or will it go down. It closed at 165.79. So again, both these levels are substantially over yesterday's close. I know we're at $171 or 170.48 pre-market. Again, I don't control. If the market goes up, yeah, Apple's going to rip higher. But again, I'm expecting the market to reject. I mean, that's just me. If we could talk about why I think the market's going to reject, again, I could show you. I got to go back to Trading Ticks. Trading View. Let's get Trading View up there again. And I'll show you on a larger scope why I am still a bear and how I plan to trade this market. I mean, I said yesterday, anybody that joined me yesterday, I mentioned pre-market, hey, yesterday, Thursday could potentially be green. If Thursday was green, I would assume Friday's going to be red. If Thursday's flat, I would assume Friday's going to be red. Well, yesterday was kind of red to start out the day. So I thought today could be flat. I thought we could range trade today, something to that extent. But let me tell you my SPY ranges. Okay, so right now I have on the 5-minute chart. But if I go down and I go back to the 1-hour chart, okay, what we can see is you're looking at the volume here. You're looking at the candles. Okay, we knew we were going down, with a point drop from here. 417, I mentioned this yesterday. 408 was a 9-point drop. We got 412. We hit the 404 level. I mentioned we could see a couple of days of buying. Look at these sticks here. So this one would tell me right here, we're just fluctuating in between these two levels. So again, the 406, we broke out of that. So we're going to be right back to this level. Now, where would the top of this level be? I'm going right up to about this candlestick right here. And I'm going about 409. So again, I'm a bear. I'm showing you why I'm a bear. I'm going to the 1 hour. If I'm going to go to the 4-hour chart, again, a little wider chart, more range days. We're talking about early February. Again, closed at 405. Understanding why there was support at 404.34. But again, where would rejection be? We're trading in narrow range. I'm thinking right in this range right here on the top of here. So 409.27. 409.46. So again, if I look for 409 to reject, and again, that's just my strategy today. We'll talk about the top. If the top is, let's say 409.50. We'll give you two examples. The top is 409.50. Then the bottom of the market's going to be 405 flat. Well, shit, Matt, we closed at 405.13 and we're sitting up at 408 right now. Well, yeah, I actually think the market is going to come back, touch yesterday's close. It could either be bullish because we could touch yesterday's close, find support, and springboard off there. We could find support at 406 and springboard off there. But right now, pre-market, we're sitting at what? 408.55. So yeah, at some point, I think we're going back to the 406 level. Wouldn't surprise me at 405 or 404. Again, I'm zooming out. Now let's add this to the stream again, show you one more thing. Oh, look how big I am and how small that is. Well, there we go. All right. So what am I looking at? Again, I've got the 4-hour chart up. So let's not look at anything, none of these lines. I don't care about these lines. Let's just look at volume and inflow and outflow. Ooh, massive lines right here in March. What do we see? Then volume average, right? We're talking about 50, 60 million on the SPY. What do we get? All the 100 million days, all days that we went over 100 million SPY volume, which is what I told Discord as well. I said recently, any large volume days have been outflow days. But what do you got? You got right here, Tuesday, May 2nd. Wow. Wednesday, May 3rd. Holy moly. Oh my God. Thursday, May 4th, the largest volume days. So yeah, could we be ready for a little bit of a bounce because the market's oversold? Yeah, sure. Does that mean I'm going to change my strategy and turn bullish for today? Heck no. It means that if the market goes up, when I think it finally rejects, I'm going to be going out 3 or 4 days. I'll probably take some puts in either the SPY, some calls in the SPX, or some puts on the Qs. And if I want to get really risky, I'll go calls SQQQ, which is the triple bear index. All right, let's see what we got here. So I mean, it would not surprise me if Apple pulled back. Again, it was such light volume after trading yesterday that I told Discord I thought Apple would open at running around 167. I didn't know the market would pump overnight. So what we just got? Okay. You know me very well, Matt. Yeah, we'll see. Okay, you're out of the money. Exactly. AMD is still thinking bullish or pullback. It's crazy because AMD definitely is going to have some strong backing, especially if the market opens green today. AMD second in class, NVIDIA first in class. Good morning. Can we look at the dark pool levels on Tesla? Sure we can. Let me stop sharing again. See, I get to everybody. If you have a question, please just ask the question. I'm here to help. I'm not here to tell you how to trade. I'm not here to tell you how you should be trading, what kind of positions or anything like that. I'm here to share what I do and things that I look at to help me trade. And hopefully you guys understand that and go, oh, I can do that. That's not that difficult. Oh, I have patience. Oh, I can write things down, take notes on entry. Now again, whatever. We'll skip that lesson. Okay, let's add this to the stream real quick. Boom. All right, so we want to look at dark pool levels of Tesla. So let's go over here. Let's just see where Tesla is pre-market and see what Tesla's doing pre-market. It's probably doing much like the other stocks. I'd say it's probably up 1.16% pre-market. It's up 1.5%. Okay, so it's basically following the market, if you can see. I mean, not a surprise. So yeah, I mean, Tesla, Apple, they're all going to follow the market. If the market all of a sudden gets sold off, you'll see Apple drop, you'll see Tesla drop. Tesla's at 161.20 the close, 163.50. What are we looking at? Okay, so 161.20 the close is over this dark pool level, which is a massive level, which could be seen as support. So I would look at 164.62, which we're not there yet. And I would see if we break this level to the upside and the market explodes higher, and I'm wrong about the SPY today, and it just, they buy, and it goes back up to 412.78. So we close at 405. If you see a 2% move on the SPY, then don't be surprised if you see Tesla break some of these ghost dark pool levels. I mean, there's no action here. 168, 171, 175. You're going all the way up to 179. Now, I'd predict if we had a 2% up day that Tesla would be like 175. But again, how are we going to have a 2% update? I'm a bear. I don't believe in pre-market activity after hours. You know, it tells you a little something. We had the jobs numbers. Again, I'm assuming they came out a little warm because the market went down. Let's see what kind of other questions we have. Do I see Apple pulling back? I mean, I read you the Apple numbers. I break down the numbers. I heard iPad sales or on MacBook sales, they declined 13% year over year. And I was looking for a single-digit loss. So again, I told myself, if I see double-digit decline, I will be a bear on Apple. So yeah, I'm a bear on Apple. I'm trading with emotion. I have no position in Apple, but I'm definitely a bear in Apple. If they want to move Apple up and they want to give it an inflow day and they want to spike it to 172, then that's on them. I thought Apple, and I made the comment after earnings when it was up 2.5% where it was this morning. I said I thought Apple would close red after hours. I thought they were going to sell the earnings call. Apple actually gave guidance. So yeah, I mean, don't, trade off it. But yes, if someone held a gun to me and said, what do you think is going to happen to Apple? I would ask for a couple of days. I'd be like, does it have to play out today? Can you give me like till next Wednesday and tell me over under 170? Because I would take under. But what else do we have here? Any thoughts on NNOX and cannabis stocks? Well, cannabis stocks, I've spoken about them before. Unless you know all about the regulations and know who the real industry leaders are and what their balance sheets look like, you cannot invest in them because, cannabis stocks are more like FOMO. Hey, Congress is going to pass a bill and they go up 40%. So if you know something's coming to live in Congress or it's going to be included in a bill, yes. NNOX, right? That's the company that does the 3D medical supply. What is it? X-ray, Israeli company. I think I just saw them at $12, which is interesting because I thought I saw them at like $8 or $7 not too long ago. Yeah. So NNOX, long timers with me know that I used to talk about this stock all the time. I made multiple mistakes. I was great with calling this stock out, but I removed it from my watch list. Why? Because there was no volume in the options. And one day on a Wednesday, I bought options. It went down on a Thursday. I lost $20,000. I scare sold my options. That Friday, it jumped up like 20%. I would have made like $100,000. Instead, I lost $20,000. And I said to myself, I'm never trading an option like this again. But NNOX, I mean, again, volume, market cap under 800, no volume, good spikes. Yeah, if you got in at the beginning of the spike, would I want to jump in NNOX now after it's at like a 4-month high? Not unless I knew they got like a massive contract or they were getting massive money. But last I heard they were still losing money. So definitely want to look into that. Insight on snow. I do not. Now, we do have a snow expert on the platform. So I was just joining the SOC-platform.com. If you don't want to pay, then you'll be in the public chat. In the public chat, I would reach out to Love and I'd say, hey, Love, what do you think about snow? Because we have experts on different stocks. I mean, somebody follows coins. We have a Lucid enthusiast. We have a snow enthusiast, gold enthusiast, Boyle enthusiast. So again, looking for puts and hit that 155 resistance. Also, I'm an AMD puts expiring next week. Ooh, I don't know about AMD puts. We saw someone on Discord. I think they made 1,000% on their AMD trade that expires on Friday. Why? They happen to get lucky. They were in out of the money. They probably paid like $6 to $16 a contract for like way out of the money. Got that pop, and from $16 out of the money, all of a sudden it became worth probably like $200, $300. You're talking about like 1,000%. All right, let me look at snow for you, and then I got to shoot a video for Discord. And it's funny, I typed in Discord. So snow flake. 3 month looks decent. The 1 month looks decent. Looks strong volume. Let me just go back to the 3 month. Sold off. Sort of. I mean, you're probably gonna have to wait a little longer to get into puts. Oh, I see, because it was spiked yesterday off some strong volume. Yesterday was a tough day. Here's the thing. If today is a green day, again, I'm a bear, but if today is a green day, then you could see a similar spike up higher where it might gain a little more. It would be on my list. It's low volume. It's an expensive stock. I never believe pre-market activity. They could definitely push this one higher. I would be cautious. Again, I wish you could reach out to Love and ask her thoughts on snow, because I don't follow the stock, and I would hate to say, yeah, I would hold off, and then it drops, and you're like, you're an idiot, Matt. Or it spikes up, and you would thank me. But, yeah, I would definitely reach out to Love on that one. Data released. Is data released just now bullish or bearish neutral? Again, I didn't see the job numbers because we go on live at 8:30. But let me just see. Non-farm payroll, 253,000 versus 180. Now, I mentioned the median estimate was the 182 number, but two estimates I saw were 250 and 350. So again, job numbers came in stronger, which should put more pressure on the Fed. However, U.S. unemployment rate for April, 3.4 versus 3.6 estimate. Well, that tells me job numbers came in strong again. So that's why you saw the dip at 8:30. And then what do they do today? Bought the dip. Why? Because futures ended green. They started green. We've had 4 straight days of selling. And people all of a sudden just assume the market is going to flip. It's oversold. Yes, it could happen. But that's a terrible freaking trading strategy. Just to say we've had 4 red days in a row. Today has to be green. Stupid. And I'm going to go back to the other guy that I interviewed, the trading champ, because this dude, I mean, I almost have to unfollow him on Twitter because I look at him and he claims 3 victories. And then the first comment under his victory is, dude, I was in your first option. I'm on your Discord and you didn't gain 24%. The trade didn't even make 24% at any given time. And then he'll talk about, I was right. I sold at the top. Fuck, I don't even sell at the top. I sometimes say, like, I usually snapshot at the top. And I'm like, hey, guys, look, it's $1.36. And then I'm like, oh, man, $1.36 was the high. So hit the like button, please. That's very nice. If you like what I do, everything is algorithms on YouTube. So and then join me on Monday. Tech layoffs, job numbers. Let me just see. Unemployment falls to 3.4. Estimate was 3.6. So, again, more people are working. U.S. hourly wage up 0.5%, or it's about $33.36. Year over year, up 4%. So, I mean, the job market looks strong. Should put extra pressure on the Fed. Should go down a little. Best I have to say, I'm going to share some key levels with Discord on the SPY because I have some micro levels. I gave you the macro level. What I was looking at, 406, 408, 410, basically. 404, so you can just go every 2 points. But the micro level with individual inflection points of support or resistance, I'm just going to list them out in the pre-market for everybody on Discord. If you want to join us on Discord, please do. And have a great weekend. See you on Monday, everybody.